Support WrestleTalk!
Follow us on Twitter.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I am Luke Owen, still trying to recover from the news that El Fakador isn't as trustworthy as we thought. Not only that, but Cultaholic are sniffing around, threatening me on social media with takeovers and whatnot. Maybe we could settle our differences on a copy of WWE 2K19. AJ Styles was revealed as the cover star a few weeks ago, and Rey Mysterio was announced as the game's pre-order bonus. And now WWE have released a video confirming Ronda Rousey will be the game's second pre-order bonus. And if you do pre-order the game, you'll be able to set up all sorts of dream matches, like Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, Rousey versus Becky Lynch, or even Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Cross. And speaking of Nikki Cross, the former Sanity member wasn't brought up with the rest of her stablemates after WrestleMania. It was reported that the reason Cross was left in NXT was to help bolster the women's division, which had lost Iconics and Ember Moon after WrestleMania, as well as Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose late last year. Cross lost to Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver Chicago last month, and with a lack of Sanity debut on SmackDown Live, many assumed she was going to go up with them after Money in the Bank. Sanity instead debuted without Cross, beating up the Usos, and have now entered a feud with the New Day. But we could perhaps see Cross with the group sooner than later, with Nikki debuting for SmackDown Live at a house show in Augusta, Maine, teaming with Becky Lynch to take on Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. However, PW Insider are reporting that there are currently no plans for Cross to join the main roster full-time, and will not be on tonight's episode of SmackDown Live to create chaos with her Sanity brothers. Speaking of chaos around ringside, and there was an incident at New Japan's G1 special in San Francisco during the Jay White vs Juice Robinson match, where White launched Robinson into the guardrail, knocking Jim Ross out of his seat. Ross's co-commentator Josh Barnett got in the ring to seemingly challenge White, which he claimed was not a work. Ross also claimed the spot was unplanned, tweeting that he might have broken a rib. Wrestling Observer are now reporting Ross was diagnosed with issues involving both his lungs and ribs, and was told to be cautious at the present time for fear of contracting pneumonia. The rib injury has led to very significant pain when he moves, coughs, or yawns. Ross has also now dropped 3 of his upcoming commitments due to the injury, but there has been no word on whether this will build to Jay White taking on former UFC champion Barnett in a match. And speaking of former UFC champions, Brock Lesnar returned to the company at UFC 226 after being invited into the ring by current champ Daniel Cormier. The two exchanged some non-PG words, and Dana White revealed that he was definitely going to make that fight happen. And now ESPN are reporting that Lesnar has officially re-entered the USADA testing pool. And although there have been some reports that Lesnar could fight for UFC again by November, it's being reported by MMA Junkie that he won't be eligible until January 8th, 2019. A question mark that hangs over this news is what WWE will do about Lesnar's Universal Championship run. It had been reported that the company would address the UFC situation on last night's episode of Raw, but nothing was mentioned. Dave Meltzer has previously reported that Lesnar has one more date left on his contract, which some are reporting will happen at SummerSlam. Justin LaBar associate Ticket Drew, who runs Ticket King online and has had some recent WWE and MMA scoops, is reporting that Lesnar will be defending the Universal Championship at SummerSlam, and even expects that Cormier could be involved somewhat. He's also reporting that another big match for SummerSlam will see the WWE pay-per-view return of The Undertaker, who wrestled at Madison Square Garden this past weekend, teaming with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Interestingly, Ticket Drew claims that Undertaker's SummerSlam appearance will be a rematch, which ties into a ringside news rumor that Taker will be facing off against his WrestleMania opponent John Cena at the biggest party of the summer. Cena hasn't been on WWE TV since WrestleMania season, and last had a match at the Greatest Royal Rumble against Triple H. The site also claims at SummerSlam we're going to see Bayley versus Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey, and either Daniel Bryan versus The Miz or Bryan versus Kane. As of now, these should be treated as very heavy rumors and taken with a pinch of salt. Kevin Kavanagh counts down the best WWE tweets of the week, which you can read by heading over to WrestleTalk.com right now. I've been Luke Owen, and that was wrestling.